that came in that people definitely saw.
We have the former Navy SEALs giving intelligence on the ground.
Yeah, they made calls. I want to know who it was that made these decisions. Why we didn't send help.
Well,
how can you watch
the
these
responsibility
Americans
for
get
that
murdered and do nothing about it?
The responsibility for that is squarely on the president's shoulders.
Well, ultimately it is. So then he needs to come out and fire all of these
He's never
people.
going to do that because his ego won't allow him to do that.
Unfortunately, we probably won't have these answers until after the election.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, from the reports of the video that were confirmed, from the emails that we've seen, from the lies blaming this on a video, Obama, a couple hours after the attack, there's reports that he told CBS News that he had a feeling this was a terrorist attack. This was hours. He went to bed the night this was happening. The video was going on. The attack was going on. He went to bed because he had to get up in the morning and fly to Vegas
campaign.
To do a fundraising event.
Yeah.
He was on, I think he was on Letterman, was it?
Well, that was weeks later. That was just a few days ago. Yeah, that was.
He did shows during these.
Well, he did campaigning, yes.
You don't campaign and try to raise money when this sort of thing is happening until you figure out what happened.
You wouldn't think.
And you take care of it.
This was not a little incident.
It wasn't a little incident.
I mean, this wasn't a little, disruption over somewhere.
But this isn't.
There.
It's not being covered by most news medias either.
A major attack against the United States, and we did nothing.
Yeah.
And then we tried to cover it up.
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening, and we need some answers, and I hope we get answers sooner than later. The father of one of the Navy SEALs has just recently came out. He wasn't going to. He didn't really want to talk about it, but he heard some of the reports about the emails and things on some of the news outlets that actually are covering this.
Right.
And decided he needs to speak out specifically about what happened the day his son's body was brought home in the flag draped coffin, on the tarmac while the coffin was being delivered.
Right.
The president was there for his photo op. The Secretary of State was there.
Yeah.
Joe Biden was there.
Yeah.
This father, he's reporting
solemn and sad occasion.
Yeah. And Joe Biden walks up to him in typical Joe Biden and says, "Oh, hey, has your son always had balls the size of cue balls?" And I mean, yeah, I do think Biden was probably trying to give him a compliment and tell him his son's
your
a
son's
hero.
really brave and a hero and stuff.
But what an idiot. I mean, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. It's very inappropriate. This man's reporting that Obama didn't look him in the eye and was kind of whiny when he said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and dead fish handshake and not
eye contact.
Not presidential. One of the biggest.
You got to be able to look the father in the eye of the son who died in service
because of the decisions you made.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly right. Because I think the blood of at least the SEALs who we know we're still fighting 7 hours in are on the president's hands.
I agree with that.
I really do think that.
We may not have been able to save him, but we did nothing.
We did nothing. This is a pretty clear case of treason that could be made here, I think, against the president.
Treason's a little.
I don't think so.
Far.
I don't think it is too far.
Incompetence, maybe.
I think one of the most damning things that came that this father was saying is the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton walked up to him, shook his hand, and said, "We will arrest the maker of this video and have him prosecuted."
Really?
He reported that she told him that, and you know what? They did. They did arrest him.
Well, supposedly they brought him in for questioning.
They arrested him supposedly on a probation violation.
Well,
which is weird because
a separate.
Yeah, and an infraction is an infraction. If he violated probation, sure. You usually don't pick these people up at 1 a.m. and wrap a scarf around their face and haul them in.
Yeah.
And I think he wanted the scarf because he knew why he was being arrested.
Well, certainly, he was. It
wasn't the probation. It was. They wanted to show the Muslim world that we can stop people from having free speech too. Right. They offended you, so we'll take care of it because we want you to be our friends.
Well, we have some real aftermath to this.
To what?
To this attack. as opposed to arresting the man who made a video that had nothing to do with the attack.
Yeah.
Did we get some of the masterminds behind it? A man named Hassim, that's all we have.
Yeah.
Last month has been killed in a clash with security forces in Cairo. Hassim was cornered in an apartment and tried to throw a bomb at security forces, but the bomb bounced back and he blew himself up. How convenient. Hassim's burned body was found in the apartment along with weapons and explosive material. An Egyptian official told the Associated Press the man recently returned from Libya and he kept weapons in his hideout. Now, they're claiming that he was involved in this. That's all the information I had at this time. Was he involved? I don't know. Was a scapegoat? Maybe.
Yeah.
Also, a Tunisian man named I. Harsi was arrested recently in Turkey. He was arrested in Turkey and repatriated to Tunisia on October 11th in connection with this. So are these people really connected with it, or is it more smoke and mirrors? So there's a lot more going to be coming out on this, and we can talk about it as we get more information.
And we'll see how Hillary Clinton handles it, because I heard from reports from some sources really close to them, actually legal team that was put in place to help them with this whole situation, that Bill Clinton wants Hillary to release the documents she has that would exonerate her and put the blame on the president, that he's the one that made all the mistakes.
In regards to not acting?
In regards to not acting and the cover-up and all of that.
But why is she being blamed? That's not her decision.
No, but they're complaining.
Are people blaming Hillary for this?
People are blaming the intelligence community for this, saying that they didn't act like Panetta said because they didn't have the intelligence to know. Right. She's not specifically being blamed, but she's part of this administration.
Well, of course. I mean,
if she could come out with,
she's guilty by association with that. But
if she could put some documents out that say no, it was Barack Hussein Obama that caused
but
these
she's
problems.
Still going to be associated with this, regardless.
Well, if she comes out and does that, he'll lose the election for sure.
He would,
and
maybe not.
She's worried that they would cast her out of the Democrat Party.
Well,
because she wants to run for president in 4 years.
Right.
And Bill, I mean, we know that the Obamas and the Clintons don't like each other.
Yeah.
And Bill wants her to come out and say, no, just release this stuff, save your own butt and put the blame where it is. And I don't think she will, and she definitely won't before the election. She is stepping down from what we've seen. She said that a while ago. She's not going to take the Secretary of State position for a second term. And she said that this event probably will not change her mind on that.
Yeah.
But you never know. So I don't know. Hopefully she comes out. Hopefully we get some answers.
She may not have a choice on that.
Well,
if Romney gets elected, there'll be a new Secretary of State.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. They'll have a big shred fest with all the documents they have. But,
I'm sure a lot of stuff is already shredded.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But I just want some answers. I want to know why this was covered up, why we did nothing, why these Americans died, and
are we doing this?
Oh yeah, for Obama's administration, we sure are. The White House won't even comment on whether he saw those emails that we read earlier.
Yeah.
They can't give a simple yes or no that he saw the emails, which means, yeah, of course he saw the emails and did nothing. Nothing.
Well, you don't really expect him to do much or say much 2 weeks before the election.
I do, though, expect him. He's an American citizen. He's the president of the United States of America.
Well, some would question whether
he grew up in Indonesia, which is the problem. He's an American citizen, but he doesn't have an American upbringing. Right. I mean, that's just a problem with his entire presidency. He grew up in Indonesia, and so he doesn't get the American way as much as he didn't have the childhood, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But
an American childhood. He had a childhood, obviously.
He didn't have, right. Yeah, exactly. I assume he had a childhood.
Well, I'm assuming
I've seen pictures of him.
Although
as a
he
child,
is godlike. He could have spontaneously
that's right.
appeared.
You're saying he was never born?
I'm saying it could have been a virgin birth.
He put out a birth certificate.
Although we've heard about his mother.
He was actually never born. Yeah, right. She had some kids,
Not a virgin. But anyways.
Yeah, we're running up on time here. Yeah. I just hope we get some answers.
You get very passionate about this, and that's good.
This is a big deal to me.
I mean, it really is. This is not a small little some kind of little international incident that took place in a small little area where a couple of U.S. citizens were, arrested.
Yeah, and
killed.
It's not some incompetent boob giving $90 billion to solar and wind energy. People died. This isn't Watergate.
Well, it's not just people died. It was a U.S. ambassador.
How many people died during Watergate? Do you remember? It was upwards of 0.
I can round it out to 0.
Yeah. This is worse than that.
Although we don't know how many bodies Nixon has buried somewhere.
No, it doesn't matter. He's not president anymore.
No.
And he wasn't president long after that either.
No, he wasn't.
So we've got a couple weeks, 2 weeks, right? A week from Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is election day.
It's getting here, isn't it?
It is. So we just need to get out there and vote, and hopefully we'll figure out this Benghazi thing as soon as we can. Have a feeling either way we won't know until after January.
And I think if Romney gets elected, we won't know anything.
You don't think so?
Well, no, because we'll move on. We'll just move on.
I don't know. I mean,
it'll be a new administration, and that's it. And it'll slowly disappear. If Obama gets elected, I think there'll be a lot of people that will continue to dig into this scandal.
We have some people in Congress. Darrell Issa's looking into it. He was the big name on Fast and Furious. He did a great job with that.
So far, that hasn't done really anything.
We got more lies. Well, no, I mean Holder apparently is innocent. I don't believe it, but and people died in that too. This president just keeps killing people, and he needs to stop it.
Yeah.
But all right, like I said, we're up on time. We want to thank you for listening.
Thanks again. We hope you will continue to listen to
informative
future shows and other shows.
Well,
At Odds.
Until then, thank you for listening to At Odds.
Have a good time.